What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It is time for a brand new transfer talk. And we got a few things to discuss today. So we're going to get into it very, very soon. Got incomings, potential outgoings. I got a couple of alternative suggestions in case we can't get incomings. So let's get straight into it. Let me talk to you. And if you know the next line, put it in the comments. But Florian Plettenberg and plenty of other outlets reporting today that Anton Stach is undergoing his medical at Leeds today. He will join up directly with the squad who are holding their training camp in Germany, all done and sealed. Hoffenheim set to receive 20 million plus euros and add-ons. So yeah, we know that this one is pretty much done. It is just down to the medical stage now, and providing he passes that, Anton Stach will be becoming a Leeds United player, which is just great news in terms of the quality of the squad. Also as well, people, there's a few people getting excited with the whole Man United result. I've already said before, as we saw in that game, by the way, it's more about fitness. It's all about getting players to gel, know each other and everything else rather than results. Obviously, you don't want to get hit with a 5-0 loss or anything like that. But also, if you win 5-0, you still can't take too much from it. So there's still things that need to be plugged into this squad. And someone like Anton Stach coming in will be helpful, tremendously. But it does make me think who is going to go out from that midfield. Now, Graham Smith has put this out today. Leeds United pointing Igor Paixão and others squarely at the Rafinha story this summer. Right now, the Whites consider Paixão a player still worth chasing, despite the reports emanating from the Marseille camp. And also from, by the way, all things Igor Paixão as well. I mean, I know it doesn't mean everything, but he does follow them on social media, Marseille being them, pronouns, pal. But, it does seem everything is leaning towards Marseille being his number one choice. Now, that doesn't mean that I want Leeds to pull out. No. Stay in there, because as long as there's a chance, as long as there's a hope, if anything goes wrong with the Marseille bid and we can match what Feyenoord want, which I do believe we can, then we should be going in. I don't care that we weren't his first choice, but if they can sell him by saying, look what happened to Rafinha, look at him now, this could be you if you perform to those levels, that works for me, brother. It works for me. So even though I feel like this is over, I do feel like it is leaning still towards Marseille more than Leeds United. As Lenny Kravitz said, it ain't over till it's over. So I guess we'll wait for Marseille to get the real here we go. But it seems that we are still in the race for him. And he is worth, he is worth the risk in terms of waiting to see if this bid goes through. Because Marseille, it seems, are trying to structure this deal in a way Feyenoord are not interested in. So it does leave the door open to Leeds United. And if he is convinced by the project, come on in, Igor. Come on in. But in case he doesn't come in, people, I've spoken about Davitashvili before, Saint Etienne winger, much like Mano Solomon, but with just more pace. Right-footed, left-sided winger, so he's a lot like what we've already got. So I can hear people go, no, we need something different. I do have something different in a moment. But, Paixão for me is up here. Anything I'm discussing isn't up to his level, but I still think can be a helpful team player, and especially in what we're trying to do in terms of surviving relegation. And this guy is a match winner as well. Brilliant dribbler of the ball, got a good eye for goal, creative player, can play attacking midfield too. So there's a lot of things to like with him in case the Paixão thing doesn't work, and I have spoken about it before. This one was mentioned yesterday, and this is a player that I'm very aware of from Strasbourg, Dilane Bakwa. And he is a very good winger. Again, he plays, though, on the right, and he is left-footed. So he would be very different from what we've got, but he can use his right foot too. Very, very good at dribbling with the ball. Will nutmeg you if you leave your legs open, that's for sure. Got a good eye for goal, and there's a lot more to come from this player. Now, again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but these aren't Igor Paixão kind of signings, but what they do is create healthy competition. Whereas when I say Igor Paixão's coming in, he's a starter. These other two players that I've mentioned will be coming into the squad to try and compete for places. So they are downgrades, but I'm giving you some alternative solutions. I'm more than willing to hear some of yours if you've got different ones for Igor Paixão. But yeah, Bakwa is a very talented player and someone that I would definitely like to see at Leeds United if a deal was possible. What is also being spoken about is Pascal Struijk's future, and this doesn't seem to be going away. Adam Pope recently mentioned that he could be leaving by the end of August, just all due to PSR. And we know PSR is unfortunately a big thing, especially when it comes to promoted clubs. We're trying to, buy and strengthen the squad, but it does mean that we are going to have to try and balance the book somehow. And there will be a few outgoings. We already know that, but one of the more valuable ones would be a Pascal Struijk. And it is said now that we've brought in Biol and Bornau that he could be a piece that Leeds United are willing to sacrifice in order to raise some funds. I've said before, I like Pascal Struijk. He wasn't going to be my first choice defender, just in terms of just overall quality, but I still think he'd be a useful member of the squad, especially when we're looking for a goal or defending set pieces. He's big with that. But maybe because of his injury record, maybe that is something that Leeds United have taken into consideration too. And they're saying that if we can get a certain amount for him, we'd be willing to let him go. So this will be one to watch. I thought this was going to be like put into the background, done and dusted kind of thing, but it does look like Pascal's name will probably be out there until the end of the window. But one of the replacements that was being reported for him, and this is very puzzling, people, is Diego Carlos, formerly of Aston Villa. I don't get it though. Again, this is the perfect I can fix you FC look signing link that we've had pretty much all summer. It doesn't make any sense to me. This guy is not available. Like, he's never available when it comes to his fitness. When he plays, he's a very solid defender. There's no taking that away from him. But he's never fit. But maybe is that one of the ploys, to get the squad beefier with a player that knows he's not going to be a first team player, but if he's fit, cool. But if not, I just don't understand it. If you're going to replace Pascal, you need to get someone who is going to be available, even if they're not outright first choice. And when you look at Diego Carlos's injury record, just from recent years, people, it's horrendous. I mean, it's actually horrendous. From 23, he suffered Achilles tendon rupture. That takes you out, right? And then from there, he's had various injuries, hamstring injuries, and then he even left Villa in January. Okay, maybe beginning of February. It doesn't matter when he left. January, beginning of February. It doesn't matter. He's since moved to Fenerbahce for this 6-month period, and he's had 3 injuries that have kept him out for a long time, people. Okay, it doesn't make any sense to me. If you don't replace somebody with an injury prone player like this. So I'm hoping that this is just, if they're looking at getting a defender in on loan because it will be cheaper, I've got nothing against that. But at least make them available. Make them know that they're not going to break down at the very like moment in training just because they started to run. No, we need to do better than that. We need a squad that is going to be available for the most part and willing to fight for places. But Diego Carlos, as fine as he is as a defender overall, his fitness record just not for me. So we'll keep an eye on this one, but we've got to be doing better than this, surely, right? Surely. Speaking of which, we're going to be losing Mateo Joseph. It does seem that way. I mean, Danny Farker made his comments, but it seems that there is another Spanish team in for him in Celta Vigo, who have qualified for Europa League. So again, that would be a very good move for Mateo. But it seems that it's going to be a 10 million deal that Leeds are seeking, according to multiple reports. This one here is just like rounded up nicely. So we know Betis made their final offer according to reports, and that might be them done. But Celta Vigo are interested. So Mateo Joseph, we know that he wants to play football. He wants to play first team football, and no one should be holding that against him. If he doesn't feel he's going to get a look in with the current manager, then he should be seeking pastures new. But I guess it's just about now if Leeds United will get the money required. So we'll keep an eye on Celta Vigo and their bid there. But hopefully it's funding a Rodrigo Muniz signing, which we're looking to do still. Fulham are in for another striker. Don't know the name. It's not really important at this stage. But I do believe that when Fulham do sign another striker, Rodrigo Muniz will become available. And if he wasn't interested, I'm sure we would have heard about it by now, because we've been linked with him for, it seems, over a month now. But I do feel like he will become available. And when that does happen, I do think Leeds United have got a very good chance of signing this striker. So we'll keep an eye on Fulham when they sign a new forward, and hopefully, that makes him available. If he's not, though, I would still go with Franjo Ivanović. I have not given up on that from USG out in Belgium. Again, highly touted. Bayern Munich have thrown interest in there as well, as a couple of other German clubs. I'd love us to be the team that got him. Such a good dribbler, good eye for goal. Again, he's available. But as well, I wouldn't mind the Mitrović one. I told you I'd love to see this at Ellen Road. And I've seen the price for it. Mitrović is around 40 million, I'd pay it for him. I would. You pay 40 million for Mitrović, you guarantee goals, and that 40 million pays for itself as you stay up year after year with him in the team. But yeah, I don't know if we'll go for Mitrović. Just a little on rival watch, just very quickly. Sunderland's proposal for Granit Xhaka is a 3-year deal, but Bayern Munich want to. Bayer Leverkusen want a quick decision. I hear that he's looking to stay out there just due to family liking the lifestyle out in Germany. So we'll see with that one. They did have a deal that collapsed. Armand Loriente, that collapsed after he traveled for a medical. It didn't go through, so they're looking for another winger, it seems. Also, as well, quickly on the goalkeeper front, someone we were linked with, Senne Lammens, he's looking like he might be going to Manchester United after they've made an initial contact. So it does look like they might be in the driver's seat in terms for his signature. So that one might be one that we have to cross off the list. Lucas Perri, I know that we're still loosely linked with him, even though I think it's unlikely. He's just picked up a preseason injury, so he's going to be out for a few games. So that's one to keep an eye on, especially if he is interested in a move to Leeds. He is currently out injured. So I haven't heard anything concrete, though, with Lucas Perri, but I thought I'd give you his injury update at this point in time. And that is it, people. That is it for the update. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like the video before you go. It helps out the channel immensely. Thank you to all members of the channel. Big up for that support. It goes a long way. If you want to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.